Hey, Chip. Hey, listen, I saw you got that listing on Main Street. Can I show my client to it? I know it's still in coming soon status, but my buyers are really well qualified, and man, they really want to see it. Can you get me in?
Hey, Kev. No, I'm sorry. The Bright MLS rules clearly forbid showing well under the coming soon status, my friend.
God, whatever. Listen, there's no harm in trying. I mean, lots of agents have let me sneak into coming soon. Why are you being so difficult?
Whoa. Did you know actually even you asking me is a potential Bright MLS violation to you? It's not okay to see a listing in coming soon status, period. I'm sorry those other agents were acting a little bit unethical, but I do not bend the rules, even for my friends.
All right, Mr. Ethics. Can you at least let me know if you change the status to active?
Absolutely. Sure to do it. Happy to let you know whenever it goes active and just before the date it's listed.
Cool. So I want to make sure I see it the minute it goes active. Can I go ahead and schedule a showing now?
Sure thing. It's scheduled already to go active on 11/1, so you can go through showing time right now, make an appointment to show it on 11/1.
Hey, I just spoke to my client. They really want this house, and they don't want to wait till 11/1. How about if I just send you an offer? I haven't been in it. It's still in coming soon, but I go ahead and send you the offer. What do you think?
I'd love that, certainly. There's no rule, absolutely no rule against submitting a contract to a coming soon listing. I look forward to getting your offer and showing it to my seller.
Great. I'm sending it now. Do you got it yet?
Great news, Kevin. My sellers have got it. They've accepted your offer. Please sign or return it, and we then will be ratified.
Sweet action. That is great to hear. My clients are going to be so happy. Can I come see it now?
I'm sorry, not just yet. It cannot be shown while still in the coming soon status. Once we get it ratified, I'll change the status to pending in the MLS, and then it can be shown.
Wow. I've had girlfriends less difficult than you. What is the deal, man?
No. I'm just being ethical and following the rules, my friend. It's important that we follow the same set of rules with everyone playing by the same rule book. There's no gray area with coming soon listings. They cannot be shown.
Wow, we learned a lot today about what you can and can't do with coming soon properties. For more information, check out the Bright MLS website to find out all of the rules and regulations regarding coming soon. Up next, we have Richard Bibb with Goosehead Insurance talking to us about what you need to know about homeowners insurance.
How are you today, Richard?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. So, what are some of the things that every realtor should know about home insurance?
Well, home insurance is obviously required for every property that's sold, and that the key thing a realtor should be aware of is that there's an incredible number of variables that go into calculating the premium for a home. And so some of the things that I like to point out to realtors that are important are things like the age of the roof. I mean, you probably don't know this, but many insurance companies will not even write an insurance policy on a home if the roof is older than, say, 20 years. So while there's plenty that will, a lot won't. So, and the age of the roof is a factor that every insurance company wants to know, and it calculates into the premium. So that's something that you should be aware of when you're either selling a property or representing a buyer that's buying it.
That's awesome. So you mentioned how there are a bunch of different insurance companies. Why is it vital that customers shop among all the different providers?
Well, insurance companies all have different appetites for the type of risk that they like to insure. I mean, some people only want to insure properties that say are in suburban neighborhoods and don't like rural properties, for example. Some companies don't like properties that are near water, while there are others that will write those. So that because there's so many different types of properties out there, there are different insurance companies that are going to be like that type of property and may not like another type of property. So the only way to find out really is to go shop among the different companies to find out who's going to have a good premium for the particular property that you're involved in selling.
Yeah, and then around Fredericksburg, of course, we have all those different types of properties. You got to King George, it's like very rural developments. So downtown Fredericksburg has a lot of historic homes. So what are some things that an agent or a consumer might need to know about insuring those?
Well, the most common type of loss settlement is where you insure the company, you insure the property for its replacement cost, which is, as the name implies, it's how much would it cost to replace the house in the event of a total loss. With older homes and historic homes, Many times we do what's called a modified replacement cost, or where instead of replacing exactly as it's currently built, obviously if it was built in the 1850s, it's hard to replicate exactly the construction methods and so forth. You may have to have it insured to what's called a modified replacement cost, where essentially they build it like it was, but using modern materials and modern construction techniques. And so these are things that just come into play when you're dealing with properties that are, say 75 plus years old or something.
So what are some things that people need to look out for that homeowners insurance might not normally cover?
Yeah, it's important to understand, what's covered under your homeowner's insurance, and the list is quite long, but there's also a couple of very common things that insurance does not, normal homeowner's insurance does not cover. And that's for damage from things like earthquake and damage from flood. Earthquake was something that around this area people didn't think about much of until 15 years ago or so, when the event happened in Mineral. And now, there's a disclaimer that's provided with every insurance policy pointing out to them that the standard policy does not cover earthquake insurance, damage from earthquake. There are endorsements available from practically every insurer to cover earthquake damage to a certain extent, and we point that out to the customer, but it's important to realize that your standard policy does not cover things for earthquake. Also, similarly with flood. Flood, you usually have to get a separate flood policy, either from the National Flood Program, or there's a number of private insurers that offer flood insurance now, and usually at a much more competitive rate. And so it's important to, when we're dealing with a customer, particularly if they're in an area where they're near a river or a body of water that's subject to flooding, to make them aware of that and properly secure the property with the flood insurance in addition to the regular homeowner's insurance.
Awesome. So that is awesome information. I feel like every agent is going to feel a little bit more prepared now, because honestly, insurance can seem so scary to begin with, and then people are asking you questions as you're going. So if an agent wants to refer you to their client or insure their stuff with you, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, this is the thing. Just to call me. My phone number is 571-349-9069. You can reach me by email, richard.bibb@goosehead.com. I'm listed in the FAAR directory and so forth, as well as with the Chamber of Commerce directory, and on Facebook and so forth. So I'm pretty easy to find. But feel free to call me anytime. These days, working out of my house primarily, so like everybody else, there's really no set office hours, so I'll respond almost any time of the day or night.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us all this great information today.
Thanks for having me, Kizzy.
Thanks for listening to this episode of FAAR Louder. Find more resources at faarmembers.com.